The Dallas Mavericks look up and get Cooper Flagg. Oh my goodness, the Dallas Mavericks gonna be must-see TV. That whole division, the Rockets, the Spurs, and the Mavs. When you look at this Mavs team, these boys are gonna be ready to contend for a championship. Yes, indeed. But one thing I have to say, Daniel Gafford, I think he leaves because they're not going to have the money to pay him. So it's going to be Derek Lively and Anthony Davis at the 4 and the 5. With Cooper Flagg at the 3, man, that's heat. And then look at that strong bench that they have. You know, you got Brandon Williams, Jaden Hardy, you got P.J. Washington, you got Najee Marshall, you got Caleb Martin. These boys scrap, man. They got the White Powell, Max Christie. Man, these boys is going to challenge for a championship. They get into the Western Conference, you know, if no one gets hurt. Health is the only thing that can stop this team. Real talk. I know a lot of folks talking about the NBA draft lottery was rigged. You know, I'm hearing that everywhere. Maybe so. The NBA always did things behind the scenes. It's just not starting to come to light. But man, I can't really talk about that like that. But I could talk about this here. Man, the Mavs gonna be ready, man. Real talk. If you ain't got a few big men, you ain't even gonna be able to contend with them. A lot of folks owe Nico Harrison an apology because they down that dude, they down talked him, they act like he ain't know what he was doing. He traded older for young. Golden rule, you never do. He did it. And now look at him. The boy about to get a generational player to play alongside Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and Kyrie Irving. That's what it's about right there, man. What do you do after adversity? And Nico Harrison, he done shut up a lot of people with this one here. Man, this done overshadowed the playoffs because everybody know wherever Cooper Flagg went, he was going to be box office. Now he going to go to a team that could contend for a championship. Oh my goodness. There have been talks that Giannis wants out of Milwaukee, and a couple teams that he could be eyeing is the Dallas Mavericks, the Los Angeles Lakers, or the Brooklyn Nets. The Dallas Mavericks will have to give up a few pieces. I don't know if they want to do that, you know, but Giannis with Anthony Davis, that would be unstoppable. That would send Cooper Flagg to Milwaukee. And, you know, that would be nice. Cooper Flagg will have his own team and you can build around him. That would be nice. But I wouldn't do that because let's say Giannis get hurt and then you back where you started. Anthony Davis and just Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Plus, Nico Harrison would be doing the same thing that he did with Luka and AD, trading young for old. You know, he got away with it the first time. There's no way he survives and keeps his job if he was to make this call and Giannis was to get hurt. Because this Mavs team is built to win right now. They not built to win in the future. You know what I'm saying? This is an older team. They gonna have one or two cracks to go at it, get a championship. That championship window gonna close real quickly. And you know, Giannis been a guy who gets hurt every year. You know what I'm saying? And with him and Anthony Davis on the court, I don't think they're really gonna have spacing like that. You know what I'm saying? AD likes to play the four. AD can't shoot the three ball good enough to play the four. And Giannis gonna need room to do what he do. And the team gonna need knockdown shooters all around him and defenders. I don't know if the Mavs gonna be able to pull that off, because Cooper Flagg for Giannis straight up, that don't work. They gonna need to give up a couple players, man. It gonna have to be Cooper Flagg and at least somebody else to get Giannis out of Milwaukee. Because Giannis still on that big contract. They not gonna trade straight up. There's no way. The money don't fit. You feel me? The Milwaukee Bucks gonna want more than Cooper Flagg back, because they gonna be gutting their team. You know? I don't expect Damian Lillard to stay in Milwaukee either. So they gonna want a lot more in return. But on paper, the Dallas Mavericks look like they could contend in the Western Conference. You know, they almost made the playoffs, and everybody was banged up. With a young Cooper Flagg, with all that hype, with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Clay, Kyrie, man, this team will be must-see TV. And they automatically becomes a top 4 team in the Western Conference. A top 3 maybe. Because now, you know, when you look at them against the Rockets, they gonna take the Rockets. They can beat the Clippers. You know, the Lakers too small. They will punish them. What other team in the Western Conference you worrying about like that? OKC? Okay. And the Denver Nuggets? I think they get the Denver Nuggets easily. All you got to do is rotate bodies on Joker, and they beat. So how I'm seeing it, man, the Mavs are a top 3 team in the Western Conference. The Thunder, the only team that scares me. And I think they can take out the Nuggets. For real. We got to see what San Antonio gonna do, because they got a top pick, and a lot of players is going to want to play with De'Aaron Fox and Wembanyama. It's going down in Texas, man. Pick you a team and stick with them. All that bandwagon jumping is not tolerated. Pick your squad now, because it's going down, man. Real talk. This Sports 7 TV. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about Cooper Flagg potentially being the number 1 pick and going to the Dallas Mavericks, man. Will he make this team a championship contender? Or do you think Cooper Flagg is overrated, overhyped, and just going to be another guy that comes into the league and don't live up to the expectations? Because we've seen it before. Look at Zion Williamson. I'll see y'all on the next one.